Why is it always ham? Why is it always Lee? Why is it always field? Well, in the case of field, it's obviously a lot more obvious. Field means field. But so let me go from the top. Okay, so firstly, ham. Why is everything in England ham? Birmingham, Nottingham, Wrexham, Durham. There's so many because it literally meant in Old English a homestead, but it also meant home. So it kind of doubled up as like a village, homestead, home. You know, it was just where people settled. And let's talk about sex. Sex literally meant Saxon, as in Anglo-Saxon. So you've got Wessex, Sussex, Essex, Wessex, West Saxon settlement, Sussex, South Saxon settlement, and Essex, East Saxon settlement. It's a tongue twister. Generally more of these in the south, where the Saxons settled. See if you can get your mouth around that. Talking of people settling in different parts of the UK, a really nice little fact is the phoneme sk. Okay, so sk is, well, the phoneme, and phoneme just literally means sound. So sk, sk. You will find that in places such as Scunthorpe, Skegness, and so on, you will only really find this consonantal cluster, so the sk phoneme, you will only find it above what's known as the Danelaw. So basically when the Vikings invaded from Scandinavia, they settled, broadly speaking, kind of midway and upwards through England. That's a really bad explanation, but I can show you on a diagram. That's why you'll see evidence of their settlement in the place names that we have today that bear the sk phoneme, which was rather elusive to anyone who didn't speak Old Norse. Yeah, the sk phoneme only existed in Old Norse, and that's why you only see sk really north of what is known as the Danelaw. Just for a little bit of background, the Danelaw is an example of an isogloss. So basically an isogloss is a line which can be drawn anywhere across any country to show where a dialect or a language ends and begins. So for example, with grass and grass, you could draw an isogloss, you know, through maybe the Southern Midlands to, I don't know, kind of, well, I don't know where it ends, but you know, you get the idea. You could draw an isogloss where people stop saying bap and start saying balm. For example, I think they say balm more in the north, but you know, I don't know, I just went to Manchester Uni and did linguistics for a bit. One really good one, and obviously really common one in the UK, is Chester. So Chester just means castle or fortified place. Manchester, Rochester, Colchester. This Latin variant also shows up in Brancaster, Lancaster, Muncaster. It basically means castle. So every time you're in a Castor or a Chester, you'll be able to see a castle. The French variant of Castor shows up in Leicester, Worcester. It comes from the root sistre, meaning castle. Dunkirk, Kirkby. Kirk is church. If we actually dissect Kirkby, B generally meant kind of farmstead. Again, usually north of the Danelaw, which is our isogloss, where we can see evidence of the Viking invasion because it was a Viking word. You've got a word for a larger farmstead, usually further out for protection of the original farmstead. Protection of the bee, if that makes sense. Scunthorpe, Mablethorpe. Oh, and going back to Scunthorpe, we now have a clue as to where that place might be, given its very unique, very specific linguistic construction. I'll probably do another one of these, so